What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Throwing Tantrums. This segment is Behind the Tantrums, where I share with you guys behind the scenes stuff and updates. Not share, but I share with you guys behind the scenes stuff and updates that's happening with the company. So this month we were just simply focusing on just training and learning and growing because in terms we've been working on the whole universal rhythm. I'd say saga for the past almost 2 years. It's gonna be 2 years at this point, or a year. Is it a year? Yeah, it's been a while. We worked on it the show last year. Now we're doing the film this year. So just working and dancing on the same content can get one boring. Two, it also just feels like you're stagnating your growth because you're doing the same things over and over. So it just feels nice to be a student. It feels nice to teach. It feels nice to share knowledge. Like I said, we're training all of October. The first 2 hours we're focusing on breaking. The last 2 hours we're doing choreography training, and then last 2 weeks of October we're going to start rehearsing and practicing for one of the other pieces again for our November 3rd shoot. If you guys happen to be LA and you guys want to dance with us at 9:30 in the morning for breaking training, information, all that stuff is in the description down below. It's $10 for the one session and 20 for both, if which I think is a steal, especially when it comes to knowledge and studios and all that stuff in LA. Because a lot of classes I think are at least, I think the lowest is maybe 18, but I know it's like at least 22, maybe 25. But yeah, so it's and that's only for like an hour and a half or an hour. So with us, 2 hours solid training. Come through if you're in the LA area. So if you're a newcomer, if you're coming to any of the trainings, this isn't open rehearsal, so it's not exactly a workshop. It's kind of just you guys get to be a part of the temper tantrum environment. So we're treating it like a rehearsal. So there's going to be a lot of inside jokes and banter, but it's also going to be very welcoming and opening, so that way you guys feel comfortable. Everyone's super friendly. In terms of how it's structured, it's essentially that part feels like a more of a traditional class workshop. For breaking specifically, we after we've warmed up, we do have we usually demo the moves. We do a couple times. You guys lab it a little bit. It means practice on your own, practice it in a cipher, go across the floor. A lot of that is primarily so you can learn the foundation, then experiment, and then find your own style in it. Yeah, so come through if you can. Uh, in terms of our Indiegogo supporters, if you guys are watching this, first, we still appreciate and we love your support. You guys have helped us greatly in terms of being able to film at locations that honestly we didn't think that we would be doing when we first started in 2019. Like, I originally had us just wanting to film outside where there was like so much chaos and potential like variables that could potentially like mess up the filming, like the sun if it gets cloudy, or if it's a cloudy day or whatnot, it can mess up some of the lighting. Or if there's a lot of people, they can potentially get in the shot when they're not supposed to. So being able to film on a set is what is always an ideal situation. It's because you have majority of the control there. It's you're there. You can control the lighting. There's no other civilians, so to speak, getting in the way. No security telling you can't film there. So again, we appreciate you guys. Going back, an update in terms of the photo cards and posters. Photo cards are officially here. Max and I picked it up earlier this week. Max has been doing a fantastic job organizing all the photos because there is a lot. We're going to be sending those out soon. And also the posters have been printed both on the art that Becca gave and also the team poster. We're going to be sending those out hopefully by the end of this weekend because we're trying to get everyone's signatures for some of these before we send it out. Ideally, we mail it all out at the same time. So current projects for Temper Tantrum. This weekend we're going to be doing a Halloween podcast. It's been almost 2 years since we did the last like proper Halloween podcast. Last year we just dressed up and just had a regular podcast. This year I want us to actually like sit down and just kind of actually share supernatural experiences, near-death experiences, read something off Reddit if we're desperate for content, but something in the realm of like spooky stories, or ghost stories. Because I don't know, I've had experiences with supernatural, and I like sharing those experiences. And doing the podcast is just a great way for us to document some of our chaotic conversations. If you guys have your own supernatural experiences that you guys would like us to read, or if you guys have any questions you guys would like us to answer, because prior to prior to the Halloween podcast, we're going to be doing other topics. If you guys have questions you guys want to ask us, comment them down below. So a couple other things we're also working on. We're going to be doing a huge push and batch filming of Street Man Fighter beginning of November. Simply because December and January Temper Tantrum is off. We're taking a break, and I want to make sure our Patreon and everything that you guys get, you guys are getting what you guys are getting what you paid for. So even though it's the last quarter, we're still aiming to finish on a high note, finish it strong. Especially with Universal Rhythm, the first shoot day was honestly super rough. It really cost us money on that. But I want to make sure that we finish strong, we feel good, and then once everything is put together, it's something that we're proud of, and something that you guys enjoy watching. All right, so lesson from the past 2 weeks. I think it's coming from this one song I recently heard from Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother. I forgot what the name of the song was, but it's a great song. There's a line that I think it goes, it's only a lifetime, it's not long enough. So it kind of just made me reflect on my own mortality. It's life is like really is just life is long, life is also short. Because when you're in the moment, it feels like forever, but when you look back on things, it feels like yesterday. I still feel like me graduating college was just yesterday, even though that was almost more than 10 years ago. As cliche as it is, enjoy the time you've got, because it'll come and pass so quick. And it would suck to be stuck in an emotion or a state of mind where it kept you from being happy. Not even a state of mind, a state of to be in a place or a state of mind where you're living mentally and emotionally where you feel like you can't be content and experience joy, where you can't express yourself honestly. And if that's difficult, I'm not a expert or anything, but therapy helped me a fuck ton. But you have to want the change, you have to want the growth, because people can say go to the gym all they want and for you to build that muscle and burn that fat, all that stuff, but if you don't want it, it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna make you stick, it's not gonna make you stay with it, because growth is not static.